Hi there, it's Sam from pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one. It's a great big bag that actually I designed the bag to go around the stamping and the blends work that I did. It's not massively often that I do that, but sometimes I go, do you know what, I really want to use that die or I really want to use that stamp and I'm going to build a project around it. Make the project fit the stamping, and that's what I've done with this one. I really wanted to use my Magnolia stamp but make it not look like a magnolia. I kind of think it looks a little bit like a rose. But anyway, so I've made it fit. What I've done in advance, I have stamped my Magnolia, and this is from the double pairing. So this is Good Morning Magnolia, which is in the annual catalogue. There is Magnolia Blooms, which is in the beginner brochure. This one has the dies that match. Magnolia Memories, and obviously you can see that's the great big one, and there are others inside as well. So I've already stamped it, and you need the big F block for it. So I've stamped it and die cut it because I want it to fully dry. I've used Memento ink because I always would, but I want it to fully dry. On the odd occasion I've not let it dry where I've re-inked and it's smudged and made a mess. So let's make the bag for now. So 12 by 12 inches, 30 and a half by 30 and a half centimetres, and this is also from the Magnolia Lane suite, but I wanted the Mossy Meadow side. I didn't want the coloured pattern because that means that I'm now free to use any colours on my flower that I wanted, hence why I used this one. The other side of this paper has also got a pattern on it, and it's also got the petal pink, but I didn't want to. I wanted to be able to use any colour I fancied. Okay, so on the first side, score it at 1.5, 5 3/4, 7 1/4, and 11.5 inches. And in metric that's 4, 14.5, 18.5, and 29. And then turn it round and score it at 1.5 and 10, which is 4 and 25.5 centimetres. Oh, ow, that slipped out of my fingers. And I've just caught the tips of all my nails and fingers on it. And do you know what? My doorbell has been ringing something chronic all morning. And I thought, my postman's already been once today. And I'm not really sure why he's turned up again. Turned up with a massive box of envelopes for me. Or a massive box of Jiffy bags. For me. And he was here at about 9:15 this morning. Which is early for him. So I'm not sure why he's back again. And I don't know if he's ringing on my doorbell or if he's just near the door. I think he's just near the door. Curious? Okay, so I'm burnishing all these score lines. Yeah, he's just putting stuff through the door. They're all burnished. So you've got one section where at one end you've got a deep score line and a shallow, so that's the top and this is the bottom, and then all of the others are going to fold round. So if we look at the bottom, that's my big scissors, and hopefully you can see, I don't think you're going to see any better that side. So we've got 2 little squares, 2 large rectangles, and then a thin rectangle. So we're going to get rid of the thin rectangle and cut the rest. And then that's the rectangle, to get rid of that. Okay, so I need to establish where the back is. So the back is this part here where the thin rectangle is, and I want to keep hold of that rectangle because it's going to fold over here. But I need to get rid of everything else. So that's the skinny rectangle, getting rid of that, keeping this big one and getting rid of all of the rest. And if you're not brave with a pair of scissors, you can be brave with a trimmer. Okay, now I'm going to get my corner round us. This is on the detailed trio punch. I'll round off those corners. And start putting this together. So you can see that I've got this nice large piece here and these pieces all separated. So are we going to get to the end of the magic ever never ending tear and tape? No. Oh, for goodness sake, it's lasting forever. Okay, so that's the back. So I'm going to fold in 2 sides and the back. I put some more tear and tape along here. Okay, and then when you pinch in the sides, depending on what's inside, you'll get resistance. So if you've got something that's filling all the way to the top, you'll get resistance at the top. But if you've got something thin and shallow, it will resist further down. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to hold that shut and grab a couple of clips just to keep it shut so I can put some ribbon on. And I've used this ribbon for the first time the other day. This is from the Gathered Together suite. And you get this one and the Cajun Craze linen thread as a pair. And I loved it. So I'm going to use that again. Okay, so I'm going to tie a square knot. I'm not worried where it is at the moment. I will move the ribbon accordingly. So I can just wibble that round to where I want it. So that's the bag made, and I just need to do my decoration now. So obviously you can see the same as the first one. Right, so I have got my stamped image, I've got my 2 mossy meadows for the greenery, and then I've pulled out Blackberry Bliss, because I don't think I've actually ever used them, the blends. So let's have a blend. Okay. I really can't recall ever having used them. So that's my light, and that's the dark. That's all right, isn't it? Quite like that. Blackberry Bliss isn't a colour I use hugely often these days. I don't know if there's any particular deep-rooted reason why I don't use it. I just don't. That's really lovely. That's a lovely shade. Ooh. I'm going to use that again. So I'm laying on light, then dark, then light again. I was explaining to my mum what blends do, and I said it's a bit like self-leveling paint or something like that. It finds the lowest point and sits there, and I said, you know, with regular markers that you do colouring, you get lines. No matter how good you are at colouring in, you will get lines. These don't. So, oh, I love it. Definitely using Blackberry Bliss again. What a glorious colour. Lovely. Oh, that I'm really pleased with that. You can see I'm just going over other sections where I think it needs a little bit more blend going on. Charming, beautiful colour. If you haven't got this colour, go get it. I think we've all instinctively gone for the paler colours, haven't we? I think we can't help but go for the paler colours. Highly recommend this shade, seriously. I'm hoping it's going to work with Mossy Meadow. It might not, it might clash completely. I think it'll be fine. I'm so not scientific with my blends. I live in fear of getting it wrong with all sorts of things. I think, oh, I've got to do it right, I've got to bake my cake right, I've got to shade right, I've got to do this, that and the other right. It's okay, you don't have to be right or perfect all the time. Just slap that colour down and, you know, go for it, have fun. Okay, so I'm coming in with Mossy Meadow for the leaves. I'm going to do a couple of times. That's the light. And then the dark. I'm following the veins. And then back over with the light again. Oh, I'm really pleased with that colour. Oh. It's gorgeous. It really is. And it's a lovely colour, to be fair, anyway, Blackberry Bliss. But that's beautiful on that Magnolia. That doesn't look like a Magnolia anymore. It just looks lovely. And then back with the dark, again following all those veins. And then finally I'm going to grab my soft suede, and I just want the dark one down that bit there. I'm so happy with that. I really am. I think that's lovely. Okay. Oh, my battery's nearly out. Whoops. Let's get some dimensionals on here fast. Okay. What are those on there? Oh, look at that on that project. Oh, I love it. Oh, I like it even more than the red one. Oh, go away, red one. That's gorgeous. Oh, I love that. I'm so pleased I decided to use that. I could have chosen any of my pairs of colours. Delighted I used that one. Anyway, I hope you like it. I hope you grab your blends. If you haven't got Blackberry Bliss, seriously, go and get them. They're gorgeous. Oh, just double check it. Yes, dark Blackberry Bliss. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. I hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.